Welcome back to the Western Working Wife vlog. If you're new here, my name is Tia, and I'm here to show you my life hacks I utilize to shuffle shenanigans every week while I run a successful real estate business, remain a competitive barrel racer, and practice the art of homemaking for my growing family. I am not your typical social media influencer. I don't want to influence you at all, actually. I simply want to provide you inspiration in your daily life and show you that you can do it all and not lose your identity. You do not have to choose between having a career, chasing dreams, and being a homemaker. The pigs got settled into their new suite fairly quickly, and this week's vlog, we are bouncing between the old house that we sold and the new house that we're now renting, and y'all are going to get to see kind of what it looks like just being in between places and making it work. He wanted nothing to do with me today, so he's cornered in his pen getting scratched on. And then there's this guy who's like begging me to scratch him. Oh my gosh, y'all, I am trying to find my Apple Watch and it's pinging from inside that pile of clothes. Shit. Oh boy. That's fantastic. Yeah, this is where all the clothes ended up. Crap, I don't know if I'm gonna find this before church this morning. I found it. Oh my gosh, I got really lucky and I only had to move 2 decent sized piles. Got it. So if you've been following me for a little while, then you know that all of my family is in Idaho and all of Zane's family is in West Texas. So we ended up having 2 bridal showers. Our family and friends in West Texas completely outdid themselves. This ended up being such a beautiful shower, and we ended up with amazing gifts. So many great things for our new home, home decor, even some things that we're going to use at the wedding. It was absolutely just the best time. We are so grateful for everybody that showed up to celebrate us, and we are coming up on our wedding so fast. But in the meantime, I am going to be so busy decorating the house and finding places to put everything. So later in this vlog, you're going to see kind of what that's looking like while I'm bouncing between houses and working on moving and settling and everything. It's quite the journey, y'all. Y'all, I just got back from West Texas, and I'm really sad to say, but this is my only baby that's still alive. She's lost, on the first day she lost 2, and then, I don't know, the second day she lost 1, and then the 2 were still left, and they seemed okay when I left the other night, and come back and my favorite little one died, so this is the only one I got left. Seems healthy though. Seems totally healthy. So I hope this little dude hangs in. Don't know. I think this is a girl. If so, she's pretty cute still. Let's see. Hope she makes it. She seems alright. She feels good and warm and everything, so let's see. Oh, Mama's here too. She's being all lovey. In the midst of all of my shenanigans shuffling, I was still able to make time to watch the eclipse with some really good friends of mine. This was really awesome, and I'm really glad that the timing worked out to be able to do this. It was way cooler than I thought it was going to be, actually. Right after watching the eclipse, I borrowed my friend's car since I had just sold my truck and I needed a ride home still. And I went and showed a couple beautiful homes in the North Texas area, as I'm still a realtor bouncing back and forth between two territories and doing whatever it takes to just make it happen. It's moving day, so of course Shadow decided to move her one and only kitten that she had left to a completely unknown location. Here she is, nonchalantly acting like nothing happened, and there is no kitten to be found. So, after I'm done showing houses today and going to the chiropractor, while in the midst of trying to pack the rest of everything up here, I will be looking for where the kitten went. Pray for me, y'all. You cannot make it up. I think I'm about to show y'all just how smart my cat really is. Look at where she moved this baby. Oh, that's a good girl. Just such a good girl. The chicken coop's a good place to move her to, huh? This week we officially brought the horses to the new place, all except for one horse. Miss Salty here has officially gone to kindergarten, where she is going to spend 60 days with my preferred trainer for colt starting. It's the same trainer that started her full brother streak, and I'm so excited to see what her future looks like. Just sparrow racer out here, doing whatever it takes to make sure her horses get fed when they are a long ways away. Now that the animals are all settled in, it's time to do some organizing and unpacking, and of course, cleaning up a mess or two here and there, because accidents are inevitable when you're figuring out a new space and figuring out where you're going to put everything in that new space. So come along with me while I do some organizing and unpacking, and I just figure it out, like what the flow is going to be in this new home. And it takes a lot of like putting things up there, realizing, I don't really like it like that, and then reorganizing it. And so you're gonna just see what that kind of looks like for me as I roll through the motions of, just working it out and figuring out this new place that we're living in. And if you're one of those people that can just put something in one place and that's the final answer, and that's where it's going to stay when you move into a new home, kudos to you, because that is just not how it works around here. With this home, it's so much bigger than what we've been used to. We have way more cabinet space, more wall space. Just overall, it's about 900 square feet bigger than the house that we just came from. So right here, you're seeing me move everything over from my old canisters and put into some new canisters that we got at the bridal shower. And then I turned my old canisters into decor up on top of my cabinets, because again, we just have so much space. And the things that we were using for decor up there on the big shelf at the old house, it just wasn't going to be the same here. So that's kind of the fun part of moving into a new place, is figuring all of this stuff out, and I guess kind of experiencing some change too. So it's been really awesome. We're looking forward to just getting this all settled and figuring out the flow and how we want this place to be right before our wedding. So it's really just an exciting time, and I'm super grateful I'm still able to do some work and everything while getting settled. What showing properties in Texas is like. Ooh, y'all, I'm so excited. Zane found out that this little rodeo arena in the town that we moved to is available for us to come ride at, and so I decided to stop in and take a look at it. And it's decent sized. It looked a lot smaller from the road, but I'm totally stoked that we'll have this available. It's got lights and it's absolutely perfect. Probably just gonna have to sweet talk my fiance into coming and working up the ground for me. Other than that, it's awesome. So I'm so excited to get back to riding the horses here soon and get off to some barrel races. In addition to that awesome arena that's just about 5 minutes from the house, we also get use of this really nice round pen that's got some nice deep sand in it to get these horses conditioned, muscle up, and ready to make some runs. They feel really good. As you can see, Streak is feeling good, and it is time for us to get back to doing some barrel racing. Hoping to hit a couple before the wedding, but I've got a lot of appointments and it's kind of busy getting settled before the wedding, so maybe right after the wedding that we really get to get out on the road and get doing some rodeos and barrel races, so stay tuned for that. Now it's time to come back in the house and work on just decorating it and doing some more organizing. I feel like this is going to be a process for a little while. Anytime that I move into a new house, one of my favorite things is turning it into a home for us. It's always unique to figure out like what, where you want things. This sign in particularly at the last house was in the living room. Now I'm going to make it a dining room piece. So to me, that's like, it's just really fun to do, to picture it, be creative, and, even if it takes, the putting it up, taking it down, putting something else in the place. It's actually what you're about to see with this wreath I just hung up. We got that wreath from Zane's grandma, and right here I decide, you know what, I don't think I want that there. I'm gonna put a sign that we got from the bridal shower there instead. And since our wedding is in less than 30 days now, you're gonna see pictures of strangers in stock photos on the end table and in the picture frame that I'm gonna hang on the wall, basically until we get our photos back from our wedding. That's just how it's gonna be. This little series of letters that spells out the word home with the windmill as the O, I've only ever hung it up in one house on the wall because it kind of takes a lot to do. You're trying to, make the letters all be even. You're trying to space it out just perfectly. At the previous house, it was actually just leaning on a shelf, and it was totally perfect because I didn't have to sit here and fiddle with it. As you can see, I sit here and I have to build up my pillows and try to stand up on it and then, get it just right. And then I readjust it a few different times. So, unfortunately, it's going to get moved again because I'm replacing those curtains there with some better curtains. So I know that it's going to end up having to be shifted up again because the curtains, are going to hang a little higher than what they've got those ones. So I'm like, well, really, I don't like when a new house like echoes a lot and stuff when I'm, just in it every day, and especially where I work from home so much. So I really like to just get stuff up on the walls and just kind of get rid of that echo. So that's kind of why I'm decorating, and I know I'm going to have to redo things. And then especially, if we're going to paint and everything. I decided for the one big sign that we got for our bridal shower that I wanted to hang it in the stairwell. Thankfully, Zane jumped up to help me with that. I think he was very genuinely concerned with what I would have done to hang this, like what I would have stood on. So the best way that we found was, for me to go up on his shoulders to do it, because the ladder wouldn't sit right on the stairs, and there was just really no way for me to stand up there and do it by myself. So I'm so glad that he was willing to come home after a long day of work and let me be on his shoulders so I could decorate our house. Unfortunately, I did not get it level the first time, so we ended up having to send me back up on his shoulders the second time to raise it just a little bit, and so we could get it actually level on the wall. He was such a trooper about this. Again, I am so grateful for him. Teamwork makes the dream work, y'all. we were done decorating, I went ahead and whipped up some homemade hamburger helper, and I'm going to show y'all how I did this with a quick, easy recipe. I followed a recipe from saltandlavender.com. I will drop the link in the description of this video so that you can have it in your home, print it, and be able to easily follow it. But you basically just start with a pound of hamburger and mash it up and then brown it. And then once you get it good and brown, then you'll kind of just separate it and spoon out any of that excess grease from it. I ended up tweaking this recipe just a little bit, and apparently my video failed me, so I'm going to tell you what I added in for seasonings. So it calls for 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, which I actually ended up canning up some a couple weeks ago, so it was great to have that homemade. And then you also do a half of an onion, but I didn't have an onion, so I used onion powder instead, and I did 1 teaspoon, and then a half a teaspoon of garlic powder and a half a teaspoon of chili powder. And you just stir that all in after you're done spooning out the excess grease. And then you'll add in 3 cups of beef broth and then bring it to a boil before adding in your noodles of your choice. So again, I tweaked the recipe just a little bit. I used these egg noodles that I just happen to have. Her recipe called for elbow noodles, but they turned out just great. So you stir these in and get those like cooking and tenderizing. And while you're waiting for the noodles to cook, that's when you'll grate some cheese. I used some sharp cheddar cheese that I got from As Your Standard, and used my KitchenAid and just shredded it up. And this was my first time doing this. This was really awesome. My KitchenAid and the attachments were gifts for my bridal showers, and I'm stoked. Hands down, get yourself a KitchenAid. It makes everything way easier. And we decided to have some sourdough garlic cheese bread with our meal, and I'm telling you, if you don't have one of these bread slicers, you need one. It literally cuts so nicely. It's easy to get even slices. It's just the best. It's easy to cut straight. I loved it. So when I store my bread, I wrap it up in some cheesecloth and some parchment paper and put it in a bread bag and put it back in the bread box. So then you come over and add in the cheese and go ahead and stir it in, get it all mixed together, remove it from the heat, make sure it's good and mixed, and then I get ready to go ahead and toast up the garlic bread. Then I go ahead and toast up my garlic bread on the stove, and in case you haven't spent much time cooking and baking your sourdough, toasting it and stuff, I have found that you want to cook it slower. You want to make sure if you're making French toast or garlic bread or whatever, don't try to rush it because it does not toast up the way that store-bought stuff does. I've made the mistake 2 times now in trying to cook it too fast. So just be patient and slow it down a little bit. It still turned out absolutely amazing. 10 out of 10 recommend this recipe. Alright y'all, some of you have asked for a house tour of the new place, and I have it semi put together. There's still disaster zones, but I will go ahead and show y'all around. This is our dining room area. Really big kitchen that I am extremely excited about. This is the living room. Love all the counter space. Over there is the sunroom, laundry room, and a closet for storage, bathroom, kids' room, which is a total disaster zone at the moment. Our bedroom has a bathroom in it. Big closet through there. This is one of my favorite things. Deep pantry. I love it. And it has a dishwasher, which I am pumped about. But it's so cute. I love the skylights up there and my little nook up there. We hung that last night. Y'all laugh at the video of that. Love the upstairs. It overlooks everything. And then this is where guests will stay. And this is our office area as well. And it's, so we're still unpacking. And then there's a bathroom up here too, which is cool for when I'm up here working. So that is it. It is really awesome. Total work in progress. Still working on decorating. Got new curtains coming, and I'm hoping I can paint. We asked yesterday if we can paint. Waiting to hear back, but I want to get rid of the blue. I want to neutralize it. But that is it. You'll see more as it comes together. I've got a whole bunch of stuff on the way. It's fun making each house a home. After a busy and hectic week, it felt so good to escape to the salon and get some pampering. I love when they incorporate a hot stone massage into your pedicure. It's just the best. I hope y'all enjoyed the vlog this week. Be sure to hit subscribe and don't miss out on any of the upcoming adventures as we continue to build this life together.